Hey everyone, welcome back to another cringy toy review. I'm your host, Jazz222. And today we'll be looking at the Transformers Studio Series number 8601, Autobot Jazz from the Transformers, the movie. Of course, first taking a look at the packaging. Just move Jazz out the way. Put this up a bit. You see? Has an open window that displays the figure. Has an image of Jazz right there. It says 8601. It says Autobot Jazz from the Transformers movie. On the side right here, you have an image of Jazz. On the other side, you have another image of Jazz close up on his face with the number 8601. And on the back, you have some product shots. Him in his rubber mode and vehicle mode. Transforms in 20 steps. That is it for the packaging. I don't really talk about backdrops for Studio Series figures, but I just want to talk about this one because it's Jazz. Of course, my favorite character is Jazz, so I'm going to talk about the backdrop. See, it's an image of Moonbase 1 from the movie. You can place Jazz right there, and if you have a Earthrise Cliff Jumper, you can put him there as well if you want. But that's it for the backdrop. First, for Jazz's accessories, he only comes with one. There's a blaster right here, which is molded in a white blast painted over with silver. Looks nice, has some little bit of detail right there. Looks pretty cool. You can store it on the vehicle mode. There's a little hole right here on the car. You can just plug that into there. As you can see, can't really get it to plug any farther, and I don't want to try to force it in there. But it looks like crap, but weapon storage is always appreciated. That is it for the accessories. Now taking a look at Jazz himself, I just have to say, I have been waiting for this figure ever since it was announced and I heard of it and I saw the images. I wanted this figure and I pre-ordered it and it's finally came and I absolutely love it. First, taking a look at the details. As you can see, for the front of the car, right here, if you can focus a bit, right here, it has some detail right here for the grill, as you can see right there. Can't really get it to focus. I'll just be right here. Some details right there for the grill, and some headlights right there in some light blue or turquoise, whatever you call it. Front here, you got an Autobot logo with some blue and red stripe pattern. Got a little bit of detail right there. Just zoom in on that, as you can see. So you done got a little bit of detail across here as well. You got some silver right here for the rims of the tires and some black just for the wheels. Oh, you also got a little front bumper right here. For the side, you got 14. It isn't 4, but I don't really remember what that reason's for. I think it's because the original G1 toy had a 14 on there. And, yep, you have some silver right here for rims right there. There's no stripe right here because this isn't really licensed, so they have to make it as close as possible to the car without getting sued. So I don't really mind that not being there as long as Hasbro doesn't get sued for it. You got a little intake right there. Same thing on the side. On the top, you got that red and blue stripe pattern right there as well. You got all this is a clear blue, clear plastic, kind of lightish blue. You got a little black line right there. I don't really like clear plastic because just like on the Studio Series Jazz, this whole top area right here is clear plastic, which is probably why this broke so easily, because that's clear plastic as well. So, well, that's not actually clear plastic, but it's attached to clear plastic, if you can see in there. So that's why that broke. Kind of my fault why it broke, but I just don't really like the whole top section to be clear plastic. But yeah, you have to deal with it, I guess. You got some grills right there. See, got the spoiler. Dude has his feet sticking out, but don't really mind it too much. See right there. On the bottom, you got his head a little bit. Right there. The bottom is fine. Don't really care about the bottom though, but the bottom looks pretty good. He does roll really well. See? Rolls really nicely on some rough surfaces. For some size comparisons, here he is next to his buddy Cliff Jumper. See there? Here he is next to Impactor. Here he is next to my favorite Decepticon, Starscream. Here he is next to Studio Series Jazz, the movie version. Here he is next to my old G1 style Jazz, which is a Power to Primes one, which arm did break off. So I really got this one to replace it. But I did not really this one to replace this one. It's just that I just really wanted this figure, but I can replace it with this one if I want. Move that. Here he is next to my last review, Marvel Legends Carnage. Here he is next to Optimus Prime. And of course, here he's next to Masterpiece Jazz. I transformed him for vehicle mode for this comparison because I felt like it was right because they're both Jazz. So, yep, there you go. That is it for the size comparisons. Now for the transformation on this figure, first what you want to do is just come here to the doors, just untab from there. There's a little slot right there that will tab into this arm, and also a little tab in there that will tab into a little slot up there. So you want to untab that, do the same thing on the side, and then you want to come over here, just try to wiggle this out like so. Don't really want to be careful with this because it is clear plastic. So just, get that out right there. Then come on under here and try to wiggle this whole thing out right there, like so. Then after that, you want to then come over to the legs, split them. You want to hinge this down into this little slot right here. So you can see, we'll go into that little tab right there. Let me just put the lights a bit closer. So you can see it better. Then for the foot, just want to take that out, hinge it a bit, and then rotate this down like so. And there's the leg all done. Same thing on the side. Hinge this back, tab that in, take this out, and rotate that around like so. You have his legs all done. For the top body section, for the upper body I mean, just rotate these out. This will be the arms, then rotate the arms up like so. Then you want to take this whole abdomen area and rotate this around like so. Then you want to then this head up so you can push this in a bit. Rotate this all the way in. Rotate the head up and just hinge this back a little. And then rotate this down. These slots up here go into these two tabs like so. There you go. For the arms, just rotate this around and rotate the hands out. Same thing on the side. Rotate this around. Rotate the hands out. Then what you want to do right here is just angle these like so. So then you can have enough clearance for this to fold back here cleanly. Then fold these back, the backpack down, and there you have Jazz in his amazingly G1 accurate robot mode. And doesn't he just look absolutely amazing in this robot mode? First, before we get into comparisons, let's just put him on this little backdrop thingy. Doesn't that look so cool? And if you just take a Mr. Clip Jumper over here, and just put him there, kind of, and there you can kind of recreate the scene from the movie if you want to do that. Just take the Clip Jumper off of that, and then let us get into size comparisons. Oh well, that's gonna be an issue I'm gonna talk about later. there. Here he is next to Cliff Jumper. Here he is next to my favorite Decepticon, Starscream. That's me trying to do a Starscream impression. Again, cringy Tory views. Here he is next to Netflix Siege Impactor. Here he is next to my last review again, Carnage. Here he is next to Studio Series Jazz. Again, yes, hope, oh, I accidentally turned the camera. Just hope that this doesn't happen, just like with him. Just hope so. Here he is next to, Prime Jazz. With no arm. We're gonna have to get that replaced if I want this figure again. And here he is next to Prime. And of course, here he is next to Masterpiece Jazz. Let me fix this. There you go. That is it for the size comparisons. Let's get into weapon storage. First, you can just place this gun in his hand like that. You want to pose him like that if you want to. Or there's these two pegs on each side that you can plug in. Let me just hold this. That you can plug into the back. Like, kind of difficult a little bit, kind of stiff, like so, if you want to do that. But besides the weapon, get into talking about his robot mode. First of all, it's absolutely amazing. It's very G1 accurate. As you can see, if you look at the image of Jazz, it just looks so good. Even the backpack is accurate. That's amazing. But for the details, see, for the head sculpt, looks really nice with some little lightish blue turquoise color right there for the visor. Silver right there for the face area, and the helmet has some nice sculpting on it as well. The chest is just the front of the car, so that looks nice. You got not much detail for the arm, because it's G1 of course. You got some sculpting in there. Same thing for the other arm. You got some silver right here for the abdomen area with some sculpting and detail right there. For the crotch area, you got some light blue paint right there over some black sculpting in parts right there. The legs, nice G1 accurate legs right there. And for the shin part, has some silver right there with some sculpting and detail. The foot, silver. You got the rim of the tires, the rim part, and the wait, what is that? I don't remember what this part is called. But for the back section, you got some gaps right there, but that's pretty obvious for transformation. The backpack looks nice as well. Pretty much it for the details. But first, some of the problems of this figure. Not really much besides just the knee right here untabbing a little bit. Just sometimes the way you pose them a bit. The joints are pretty tight as well, like this leg joint. If you grab it right here, you do have a chance to untab this because the tab is pretty small right there, as you can see. So it is pretty difficult right there. And sometimes if you transform this back a certain way, you do hear a bit of clicking, especially with this, like this part. Like if you move this out if this is out and then you try to put it in a way out like that or like that, you hear a bit of clicking and it doesn't really sound great to me. So then I have to try to figure out a way to get in there without it breaking. So just watch out for this whole part, for this whole back section. It's clear plastic, which is only the only clear plastic parts right here, except for these door areas, which are just regular plastic. But just be careful with that. Well, for articulation, it does have a ball joint at the head, can look up that far and look down that far. It does have a little bit of head tilt, can rotate around 360 as all heads should. Not some of the Transformer heads, but some of them do. Like, the arm can move out right here, like so. Can rotate around 360. You can get it to move like that if you want to do the transformation. Rotation right here at the bicep. The 90-degree bend at the elbow. Not a wrist rotation, but you can get the wrist to go up and down to do the transformation. You got a rotation at the waist, which is nice. Leg can kick up that far and kick back that far. Leg can go out that far. A bend at the knee, doesn't even get to 90, but you can untap this to get a better bend. But it looks like his knee just exploded. So no, not gonna do that. You do got a rotation right here. Did I talk about this rotation yet? Oh no, I don't remember. You got a really beautiful ankle pivot right there, and the foot can go down, do the transformation if you want to do that. So overall, that's it for not size comparisons. That's it for the detail and articulation. Now you just give this figure a score. So overall, I really do like this Jazz figure. It has amazing articulation, great detail. The vehicle mode is also amazing, except for the feet sticking out, but I don't really care about that. So overall, this figure is definitely gonna get a 10 out of 10 for me. This is one of the best. This is the best Studio Series figure I've ever purchased. Definitely probably gonna see if I can get more of these subline G1 figures for Studio Series. But anyway, that's it for this review. I'll see you next week, or the week after that, or maybe in 2 months. Not sure, but whenever, I'll see you next time.